All right. Hello, all the you that might be out there. I don't know. I had a false start. I tried it once already to connect, and it didn't quite work. And of course, I can't hear anything. Whoops. Hang on just a sec. You could probably hear that though. Hello. All right. I can see how much of the delay there is, though, at least at this point. But at the same time, hey, thanks for joining us. There is a little bit of a delay in the stream itself. So from the time that I speak to the time that it actually goes live, there's a miniature little delay. So at the same time, if you write something and I don't respond immediately, it's because I probably did. Actually, you're just seeing it a little bit later. So there is a little bit of time in between. We're going to be doing some cool stuff today, is my plan. Or at least something kind of different. A build, a little bit of a build. I'll give you a little bit of a look-see here. So as you can see over here, whoops, woo, I've got some bags here. Surprisingly, in this kit, everything, you just got 1 and 2. So you got one box, or bag 1, and then you have like a 1 section, 2 section, so on. And then you also have the same thing with 3. Which for some reason starts with number 5 and goes up from there. So, at any rate, hopefully I've got everything I need. It was hard to tell beforehand, but either way, I just thought while I'm talking with you guys live, I'm going to move this cable out of the way. That I would try and build something. So the thing is, I wanted this to stay a bit of a surprise. We could even play a little bit of a game to see who can kind of guess what it is first. So I tore off intentionally. I'm gonna minimize my. There we go. Yeah, I intentionally tore the cover off of this thing, so you can't tell what it is, and it only exposes certain pieces of the build. So so that way I can kind of keep it somewhat secret as to start breaking out some of these bags. This is bag number 1 of 1 that I'm going to be putting together. So, at any rate, if you're out there and you're listening to this, let me know that you actually can hear me and that everything's working and that I'm not just talking to myself. So far, I don't see any responses or comments in the comments, so I'm just going to kind of proceed regardless. But as you can see here, I'm spreading out the parts for my first bag here. I think, I've got some different parts here, some duplicates that I'm going to have, and so, anyway, if there's anything you want me to talk about or stuff that you'd like me to tell you, feel free and ask. Or if there's something that you want to tell me, feel free and tell me. I can tell you, I'll tell you a little bit about what's been going on. Part of the reason why I wanted to be able to do this live stream is, one, people have been asking me to do a live stream, especially a build of some sort, for a while. The thing is, I bet you there's tons of people that didn't even know that I'm live streaming, because they have actually changed the way that they alert people. So, one, if you haven't rung that reminder bell, you might not have received this notification. And then two, there used to be that was underneath all the rest of the video section. When they separated things out, they created a podcast section, they created a shorts section, and then they separated out live streams into another section. And so it's not something you just see on our front page either. But at any rate, if you're here, clearly it must have worked out for you. But I've had a lot of people complain they haven't been getting reminders, especially people in other countries in the U.S. When I build something or when I have something that just came out until it's a little too late. So I don't know if that's just part of some of the weird YouTube things that have been going on. One thing to be aware of that's been happening lately that I did warn people about, but I don't know how bad it's going to get. Last month, YouTube came out and said that on creators' videos, they are no longer going to let us. Before, we were able to always select where we wanted ads to be placed, or if we wanted ads to be placed. And so, first off, they're taking away a lot of our ability to choose not to place ads in certain places. If they feel like we don't put enough ads, they will actually choose on their own how many more ads we need and then auto place them, which is not great. And so that means also that there's going to be people out there that are going to think that I'm making them watch a lot more ads, or that they're there, and then it will, I don't know, and you'll get frustrated with me. Don't get frustrated with me. It's just that's how they have set things up now, beginning here beginning in actually in November, but will be getting worse in December. I've already had a couple of videos that I released. One, in fact, I had demonetized, or I intentionally did not monetize it, and that was the Millennium Falcon build for Fan Home, which has been doing pretty well. It's up to 130,000 right now, and I chose not to monetize it because, I mean, it's also sponsored and things. And YouTube came out, they actually email you even and will say, hey, or inside your analytics, hey, you've got this video, we feel like it would be good for ad placement. And so we turned on monetization, and we've placed ads automatically, but you can adjust those somewhat inside of the studio. And so that was a little surprising, and makes me a little nervous too, because if your video becomes monetized, with that one I was concerned because I had some clips and things like that in it, and somebody comes along and wants to claim it, then all of a sudden, it's not just that now they can get the money from that monetization, but also it's the fact that now you're more likely, if they do that, they can actually even get it taken down. It'll be limited in certain countries. It's really a weird situation. So, at any rate, I need two pieces that are like this. So I kind of put some of my pieces together. And I also need a little round piece, which is this one. No. Need a little flat and round piece, which I'm not offhand seeing. I have, maybe it is one of these. It's one of these. Okay, I do have two. So I'm going to take this. All right. Another thing that's been going on is that I went to, most recently, well, in this last month, I've done a bit of traveling. So I traveled first to Philadelphia, then I traveled. Let's see here. Then I went to the New Vegas event, and we didn't know what was going to happen at that event as far as like how big it was going to be. It was obviously longer. It was a full 3 days, and in the end, there were over 3,000 people that showed up to that event, which is wild to think about. But nonetheless, it's this piece right here that goes on top this direction. But first I need another piece. That's weird. See right here? I need this piece right here. And I'm not seeing it offhand. The closest I see to it is one of these. But I don't think that's the one that they're wanting. I could be wrong. But I don't think it is. I will say also, I've been sick, probably because of some of these trips and traveling. And then today, I actually came home a little bit early from work, and my head is hurting. And I took, because I knew I was doing this, and I didn't want to cancel on you, I ended out taking some Tylenol PM, which is basically, it's acetaminophen with diphenhydramine, which is the same as like Benadryl, for example. And so my headache's much better, but now I'm feeling slow and laggy, and there's a chance I might actually end early if it gets too crazy. But at the same time, yeah, first I'm going to knock that over. There we go. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not missing anybody with their stuff. Sith Lord, also classic, known as Classic Glue Reviews, and what are some of your other ones? Any rate, who is a good member of this channel, and also makes a lot of kind of cool Fallout stuff, from shirts to whatever, blankets and things. 3D modeling some cool stuff right now, and yeah, learning some Blender. I'm hoping you're going to do some more animation work with that. He does a lot of animation, including on YouTube. Has done a great channel, Classic Glue Reviews, where he is the Sith Lord who reviews movies, which is kind of funny. Any rate, so if you haven't checked it out, check that channel out. All right. Well, that could shorten things up if I don't have both pieces. It's strange. Let's see if I can see another angle of this. Not really. It is kind of strange that they don't have. Maybe it is just one of these right here. All right. Well, I'm gonna just go for it. I'm just gonna make it that way, and then if it breaks, or if it's incorrect, I can always fix it later. Hello, sometimes cool, not always. Let's see here. I'm gonna plug that on, I guess. And then, yep, and then you have to put this other one on top of it that is right here. Okay. What else can I tell you about? Oh, I just figured out too. I'm starting to think that there isn't. That it's not maybe by bag. It's just by parts. Huh. This could be a bad build in the end, because it's gonna be highly disorganized. I was trying to be organized, more organized. I'll put some circular pieces here. I was thinking maybe I should try the other model I've got. Oh, I think this is the piece I was looking for right there. It doesn't have anything. Yeah, I think that's it. Like that right there definitely looks like this. So, all right. And then I got to separate that too. Okay. Try this again. Let's see. You bought a Vault-Tec Pip-Boy, and it looks better in person. That was sometimes cool that said that. Do you mean as far as like when you got it, you realized it looks even better than the photos and things? And which one did you get? Which Pip-Boy did you end up getting of all of them? I'm curious to hear that. Mine in the background right now is kind of dismantled or disassembled as I'm trying to figure out some of the things I did the first time around, as I'm working on now my Nuka-Cola version of the Pip-Boy. I try to take... Well, first of all, I was making the Nuka-Cola version to go with my Nuka-Cola blaster that I made a working version of. And then I also have one that I'd done on the channel a while back, but is not working. Doesn't have additional, special parts in it and things. It isn't technically a water gun, which is one of the issues. And I wanted to take it with me to the Fallout event, as well as the Nuka-Cola Pip-Boy. But one, I think I overestimated or underestimated the amount of time that I had to be able to get things done. So in the end, I decided, well, I'm just going to take my older Pip-Boy, but I didn't have enough time to ship it, which would have been ideal. And I was worried. I was worried about taking it on the plane. But then he got the blue and yellow Fallout 76 Pip-Boy limited edition. Is that the Sugar Bombs version? I think it is. So that's probably the one. I think that's the one I got. No, let's see here. Blue and yellow. No. Sugar Bombs isn't blue and yellow. Which one was that? You'll have to tell me. It'll say it on the tag on the top, too. But, any rate, luckily, I fly out of a small airport to get to Vegas. And I got there early because I thought, well, if I have any problems, at least then I got time to do things or, load up everything. Maybe also getting there early. I won't have to stand in line and make other people feel angry because I'm taking too long. And in the end, they wouldn't let me take the Pip-Boy 2000. I had a 3000 with me as well. And the 2000, I mean, just look at it. It looks too much like something that I can't even say especially during a live stream. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, the wires on it, things like that. It went through the X-ray. And they said, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get this, has the phone inside and stuff. I try to show them my video and things. And they said no, but I think it was also because I was taking through too many things. So I already had Pip-Boy 3000. That went through actually first, and then they saw the other one, and I think it made them concerned. So they said no to that. And then they saw the Thirst Blaster that worked had a lot of additional things that the other one didn't. And they asked me why. And I told them that it's essentially a water gun, electric water gun. And boy, they didn't like that because apparently there is, and I should have known this too. There are rules that you can't take on board. You can check it, water guns, and I didn't have any checked luggage. When I tried to check it, because the size of the plane is kind of small too, they couldn't add something that I didn't already have. And so for that reason, I had to take both things out, put them in my car, and then come back in. But I was able to bring the non-working blaster and then my Pip-Boy 3000. Let's see here. Is it Fidelis? Let me know. Yeah, I had a great Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, I went to Utah. Drove out there actually, and then drove back. While I was in Utah, actually where my wife's family is the location of the worst movie ever made. So while I was out there, I did do some filming to do a little mini documentary. And just out of curiosity, do you guys know what the worst movie is ever made? It's actually been dubbed that. There's conferences, there's groups of people that go every year and meet together to be able to watch it and to interview all the stars on a panel. Yeah, let me know what you think that movie is. Cats? Cats was pretty bad. That's true. But nope, it's not the worst movie ever made, according to a lot of online things. For Halloween, Sometimes Cool says, for Halloween, I was a vault dweller from Fallout 76. Did you make your outfit or did you buy it? And if you did buy it, like where'd you get it and what did it look like? I know, like Spirit Halloween's kind of one of the lower tier ones, but it's easiest to access. I've seen some really nice stitched ones that also have leather in them, have some kind of like bumps and things in the suit. Any pro-fascist propaganda? Oh, let's see. I gotta move the little heart thing that's on here. I think the worst movie is Cats. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Cats was pretty definitely was pretty bad, and the effects were pretty bad and uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. That's the way I would put it. It was uncomfortable to watch, if nothing else. But no, actually, the worst movie ever made is a little movie called Troll 2, which is not the sequel to any movie. They just called it that, trying to play off. A lot of people suspect they're trying to play off the popularity, even though it wasn't really popular, of Troll, the movie that came out before it, that had Julia Louis-Dreyfus in it and things like that. But anyway, so I think I figured out my parts and I've got them kind of organized. This piece right here is the one that I was wanting originally, and then coming back to the two that I already had, I'm gonna put them on. But yeah, this is a horrible movie with horrible acting that was done quite a long time ago. And if you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. It is definitely bizarre. I just got a normal jumpsuit. Sometimes Cole says for that Fallout 76 outfit. The Pip-Boy, I just used the one I bought. Oh, okay, that's perfect. And it's blue and yellow with the blue outfit. Gold letters and things. Are the letters printed on, or were they sewn on? Like, I don't know what you went with. Fidelis. I don't know. Makes sense. Do you know how to use a relay? I tried working on an electronic relay for 3 minutes, and I got zit results. Tell me more about that. What happened exactly? I've actually done a little relay system on one of our builds. It might have even been the Pip-Boy. I'm trying to think of what it was. Or is it something that I'm not sure if it's even something I've released yet. Yeah, you definitely gotta be careful. Let's see here. I have some. Oh, here we go. I can't see through my camera. Oh, this is so much better. Now they've got the right parts. Okay. So now I've got that. Then I need a normal. It looks like it must be one of these dark ones that has the two little bits on it. I'm going to be sticking on here because I don't see any more. Oh, I do see a light one. Here we go. Clicking on like that. Okay. I was planning on using yellow tape for the numbers, but didn't have enough money and time. Oh, I understand. I actually made my costume for the Fallout event. Was using a jumpsuit that I found online because I wanted to be, in case you didn't know what I wanted to be a Nuka-Cola delivery man, technically. Specifically, I wanted to be the character from Fallout. If you know which Fallout, let's see if you can guess which one it was. The Nuka-Cola dude, Phil, the Nuka-Cola dude. And because, Phil is in Fallout a collector like me, likes to collect particularly Nuka-Cola stuff. So he has a bicycle that's Nuka-Cola. He carries a lot of Nuka-Cola stuff, has a ball cap and a jacket and things. And the whole point in the game is you got to rob him and kill him for his stuff, basically. Which is sad because, I think if he had the opportunity, he probably would have done some Nuka-Cola related things. And for me, I want to be a delivery man. And then, I wonder if I've got my, let's see here. Let me see if I can show you this real quick. Hang on just a sec. I don't really need my earphones. I don't know why I'm wearing those. All right, some things I haven't charged the music Woo! For a little bit. But here, I'll show you up here first, and then I can show you the other from behind here. So my plan was that when I got to Vegas, I and my partners in crime there would build. I just dropped one of the parts, so that's gonna be a problem. That we would make bottles. So I bought a bunch of caps. There were actual Nuka-Cola caps of all the different flavors, as well as many sarsaparilla caps. And one of them, I forgot to tell people, if you were at the event and I handed you a sarsaparilla bottle, check underneath the cap if you haven't already. There's a star, an actual star that glows that's underneath one of them. It's not a sticker or anything like that. It's really cool. So yeah, anyway, made all these bottles. And then I had this strapped to my back. So there's essentially a seat belt that you wear. And it was around my waist. This is like on my butt, basically. And then when you'd especially click this side, if you have this is actually the containers that came with the Nuka-Cola, with the Pip-Boy 3000 special edition. This looked completely different. I repainted it to be Nuka-Cola related, but at any rate. And then the way that these open, though, is you unlock it on the side, and so you'd have to push at least both sides. You have to push these in. Unlocks it so that then you can open it. Why is it not opening now? Oh, I didn't actually unlock it. But this one also has a, when you click it, it actually is attached to an MP3 player on the inside and a speaker. And so there's a speaker right here. And so when you open it, it plays the Nuka-Cola World theme. And so when you open it up, it plays that. And then the inside also, it makes it be charged. Let's see. Also, oh yeah, there we go. Also has lights in it, so that when the bottles were in there, all the bottles were lit up in blues and yellows and greens. You can see video inside my shorts of what that looked like. But anyway, and then I handed out every flavor except for orange, because Nuka Orange, I couldn't. Surprisingly, we didn't get the orange soda to make it, and so we kind of retro. I don't know, or I should say we took some real orange juice and added some things to it. So yeah, so I hope I didn't hand that one out. I think I threw it out later on that day, but at any rate, so yeah, that was on the back. And then I had this white jumpsuit, and then on the jumpsuit I used, which you could still use on yours, I just used vinyl and cut the vinyl, and then filled Nuka-Cola Dude, and then I also purchased a Nuka-Cola patch that went right by here, and then I had a pin on it's basically a milkman's hat, and it looked awesome. But the jumpsuit that I got, which if it was truly the Nuka-Cola version, as you know from the game, it would be orange, and they had those, but I chose instead to get a white one because I just thought it would look more 50s-ish, and it would stand out, and it definitely stood out. Amongst all the people that were there, it was easy to find me because I was the only one wearing white, pure white. And then at the same time, yeah, the jumpsuit didn't fit me. And the reason why it didn't fit me, and it had a weird waistline, which I should have figured out beforehand, even though it was large, it was actually a women's jumpsuit. So it was a little snug in certain areas, and I couldn't wear it. So the night before, I took a short sleeve white shirt and then used cut vinyl, and then also put on Phil, the Nuka-Cola Dude, on it, and then I wore a red bow tie. And then the jumpsuit went to, I had Logan and Sarah that came with me. Sarah wore the jumpsuit, and then Logan, we dressed him up because he was going to be handing out sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is not Nuka-Cola, right, brand. So the whole idea is we're offering stuff, but then he'd be sneaking. He had on a trench coat, with the sarsaparillas inside and some goggles and things. And so he was like the sarsaparilla guy. Anyway, so that was my costume, but to just show you, you can make a pretty good costume. Even last second is not too bad. I'm a little bit behind now on these comments. Let's see here. I've got. All right, Fidelis, you need to tell me if I'm saying your name right or not. You're making a power suit, power armor. Everybody asked me to make power armor. I'm like, where would I put that? I'm having a hard time convincing my wife to let me do half the things I do because they use up a lot of room. But power armor, I have seen some really cool ones though that even open up and people got inside at cons and things. That's pretty neat. Let's see here, and then Sith Lord Miguel. Oh yeah. Let's see here. Fidelis, that's pretty sick. Let's see here. Any rate, 2-channel relay. I've not gotten into work except for turning on the light. It has. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's Fidelis. Fidelis. Okay. I got you now. Fidelis. Let's see here. Golf for Me Too says, I just subscribed to the Millennium Falcon because of you. Oh, that's very cool. I wanted to thank you. Also, a discount code too. My question is, where can I get correct size action figures for this particular? For that scale, yes, you can get them. There's a lot of, now this is where you can go down a huge rabbit hole with these builds here. I'm going to shrink this down while I talk so I can keep working forward. I don't know. I might not be able to get this model done. It's not very well. I was really hoping it was as organized as having things in multiple sets. But anyway, if you're doing some fan home builds like I'm doing right now, the current ones I'm doing are there's a fourth one. I just can't talk about it yet. But I've got the Millennium Falcon I'm doing the Enterprise D, and then one of the ones I was actually most interested in before I found out I'd be doing the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon, by the way, it was really what I was excited about for my channel. I mean, when we first did the channel, the whole idea was I wanted to, because it wasn't available anymore, I wanted to take another toy and make it work and look kind of like that model did. And so it's out now and it's really cool. But if you go online, and the people I was watching back in the day, they were purchasing a lot of mods and making a lot of modifications to it. And so you can kind of go crazy with these. I'm doing some mods by, oh shoot, who is it? This is the problem with having a headache and being half asleep. Is it Mike's Mods? Mike's Mods for the Millennium, or not for the Millennium. They have them for the Millennium Falcon 2 on Mike's Mods. But I'm doing the Back to the Future DeLorean using his mods. And then, so like, for example, our next box that we're opening, I'm doing the Mr. Fusion. And their Mr. Fusion little add-ons also come with a banana pill, tiny banana pill, and a tiny beer can that you stick inside that looks just like the ones from the movie. But, I mean, yeah, so there's a lot of mods you could get. And it could get expensive, or you get, so there, one of the mods that's out there, two of the mods that I've seen have really good characters, which were made. I think you have to paint them, but they're the right scale. I can't think of any figure that's out there established already that would be exactly that scale. Not even like the micro machine versions and things like that. I mean, I think you'd really need to do the ones that are being special made and sculpted. But they look pretty great. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not myself. But if you decide to, let me know. I was really hoping, I'm kind of hoping to start doing some 3D printing using what I also said I'd never get. I'm going to get a new 3D printer, and so I can start printing tiny objects like that, including I also wanted to make my own console stick in there. So if you really want to personalize it, boy, you can get out of control on these things. But that's what I would say is if you want to 3D print some, there are models that are existing that you can just scale down. So, at any rate, Sith Lord Miguel. Well, you're talking about some stuff that's out of context. So I'm guessing since you put it in the comments, I can talk about your project because you're wanting to get a hold of a stand. I have actually. So I'm having to resend a stand. The stand that I bought for the video back in the day, now quite a while ago. So they were kind of available at the time. I got the Pip-Boy stand and showed it in the video. And then, I wanted to give it to James. So I sent it to James and it came back to me. So now I've got to send it again and try and fix it. The same thing happened with Vince for something else I've sent. But anyway, where was I going with that? But I have actually in the house right at the moment that model. So the thing about Sith Lord Miguel is that he has gone through and 3D modeled a great replica of it. I mean, it looks to me like you got it nailed right down to the details. The only thing that's missing that he's talking about were the pipes. They have these zigzagging pipes that go on the bottom and then run up one of the arms. And so I can try and using my phone, I could try and scan it a little bit for you, but at the same time, I don't want to go too far because, of course, Chris and those guys are good friends of ours. I'd hate to be essentially stealing their product and giving it away. But at the same time, yeah, proof. You can make your own stuff and make it work great. But anyway, and you're off now, so you don't know I just talked about you. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. What did you send? Oh, why did it get sent back? The reason why it got sent back, the same thing with a bunch of toys that there's some toys that Vince had me get at the Dollar Tree that are hard to get out there in the Netherlands, and they're worth a bit, and people are interested in them. And I got this box, and I spent a lot of money to send it out there. Made it all the way to his town. And then, because there was some small detail that wasn't right, or something I didn't fill out right, and the problem with things going, foreign, I didn't fill out right in the paperwork, that it ended up coming back to me. So, anyway, so that's basically that story. But then James, I had a similar thing happen, and so I haven't told him yet. I was hoping to talk to him in relation to our we'll get together this weekend to make a new podcast, but at any rate, so that's kind of what happened there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw the final model though that you made, and that looks awesome. So let's see here. Okay, so I've got this. I think I did it right. If I didn't get too distracted. Let's see. So in the end, I'm supposed to have this looking like this, and there it is. Now I'm going to turn the page. I don't know if we're going to get this done. Maybe I'll have to really kind of look ahead and see what type of models. What would you guys like to see me try and live build? It's hard to do these live builds sometimes because, one, I want to keep you entertained and I want to talk more than anything. This is about being able to talk with you guys. But on the flip side, also, when I edit videos and it looks like I just knocked it out in half an hour, really they took quite a bit longer. And just trying to get things done, doing it from multiple angles, stuff like that. I think I've got another piece here that proves I'm going to have to open another bag to make this work. Is that true? No! It is true, or else it's the piece that dropped on the floor. So the yeah, I wonder why. I wish that this kit had more parts that were that were labeled, so you knew which bag it's in, and it's not in there either. on what to do with it. I'm almost like, should we switch to the other model like that? I don't know. But at any rate, let's see here. So, Phil Deltis says, "Oh, you have to go. I will see you later. Thanks for watching." Yeah, you can also email me. Anyone here can always email me at yourgeekfix.com, yourgeekfix@gmail.com, and I love seeing the things you guys build, but also I get asked questions. I could talk a little bit about our. I think I'm about to give up on this model. I should have researched this one out before I start pulling out the parts, because it is awful the way that they have things organized. I get this one. Look at that. That's a bunch of wheels. Okay. So I think it is a thing where I have to break down every single bag to be able to put it together. And then, oops, I think I might have found one of the pieces I need. And then go from there. But, as I was starting to say, we had a contest that lasted, I don't know, let's hear it. We did it, I think we did it in May, the video, where I showed the whole retractable lightsaber thing and then offered that anyone that could create one, that we would give them, what was it, $50 or $100? $100, I think, gift card. And nobody submitted an actual working one. But I did get a couple that showed, you know, some of the ways that people would do it if they did it. So, yeah. So I did get some great suggestions from people on how it could be done, including from a couple of people that are engineers. But so strange. Let's see, maybe from this one. But at any rate, so in the end, nobody won. But I do have some people now that have some great ideas that they put out there. Maybe we can kind of collaborate or combine some of those recommendations and make one that works faster and better. I do have a pretty good prototype at this point, but there are no pieces like this. This is the craziest thing. The problem with buying a rando model like this from China is maybe I don't even have all the working parts. So I guess I'll break the you could build, let's see here. You could build one power armor kits if you have any. Oh yeah. Well, this is what I was trying to build. So it is Johnny 5, the robot, which is supposed to stand. How tall is it? 14 pieces. I think it was supposed to be 6 or 12 inches high. But I've always wanted a Johnny 5, to tell you the truth. And if you're not sure who Johnny 5 is, well, Johnny 5 was the star of a movie called Short Circuit that was in the 80s. There's actually 2 movies. The second one is one where at the very beginning they had a bunch of 12-inch, I think, figures that were little robots that were remote control and running around. And a lot of people are like, oh, great, this means that they're going to start selling those. And no, it didn't mean that. In fact, from my understanding, they didn't actually have any that really worked that way. And so, or they could reasonably be made and sold. And so there is actually a group of guys that make those models. They're not, I don't think they're electronic, but they do look like the different number 5s that were in that, or I should say, not different number 5s, but the different robots that were in that, including the ones that look like Larry, Moe, and Curly. But any rate, but the downside is I got this kind of cheap a little while ago, as well as an Akira one. Look at this. Whoops. Yeah, that's the one maybe I should have tried doing tonight. I don't know. Maybe the pieces are... Maybe that's the faster, easier one. I thought it would be harder. I do have it here at the side. So I might do a speed build or figure out what I need and all the parts, get them laid out really nice, and then do a speed build and try and go from there with and then fast forward it so you can see it in a portion of the time through YouTube Shorts or something. But anyway, but clearly I'm not going to do very well with it tonight. Let's see. So at the same time, if there's any questions you got, feel free and ask me. Or if there's any ideas that you have or things that you want us to do, I'll give you kind of an update real quick too. Like I said, I am sick. So if you notice I'm sweating, that's the only reason why. My head does hurt. But some of the things that are going on right now that I'm trying to get out before the end of the year. And actually, I'm going through and trying to edit those different trips. You might have seen that Vince and James went to England, went to London, and they toured Prop Store. Prop Store actually pulled a bunch of really cool props for us from a lot of our favorite things. You probably saw the ones that Vince did already. There's videos coming out that are, and Vince is editing these, by the way. So when you see it, that's Vince's editing. He did a great job. I didn't do anything much with those. They had me try and say some stuff. They wanted me to say some stuff, but I thought it was awesome as it was. But so I went ahead and added my name or my words at the end. You hear my voice. But at the same time, I think they did an awesome job. It's great camera work. It's very clear. They had a gentleman by the name of Adam who also now is subscribed to our channel and stuff. That went with them on that trip and was also able to hold. They held stuff, actual props from movies like they had the Captain American shield. They had also they also had they also had a lot of other things. Iron Man's helmet, the lights up. They got to touch a lot of. You might have seen Vince. My favorite part of one of the videos is Vince is talking to the curator, and they're talking about Batman's cowl, which is in front of them, and he's talking about the details, and then Vince, there's like a short pause, awkward pause. Then Vince says, "Okay, I'm just gonna touch it." He reaches over and touches it. They did say he could touch it, but it's funny the way that he did it. It just seems it seems like he kind of decided to do it last second or something, but yeah, they got to touch that. They got to hold actual lights, the lightsaber, Samuel L. Jackson's lightsaber, for example, and James held the shield, and they joked, I hope that James dropped the shield. I don't know. It was a really good time. I think they had a lot of fun. So I mean, those have been coming out, and so hopefully we get to see more of those. Plus, they did kind of a fun travel piece that I think was also documented, so we should be able to see that eventually, I hope. Then, yeah, like I said, went to Philadelphia. I've got a video that's coming out on that. I've got a video that is coming out on the New Vegas stuff, which I'm collaborating with some other well-known YouTubers and streamers that are tied to New Vegas and to Fallout in general that are going to be inside that video as well. It was such a cool event. I mean, to see that many people in dress, and everyone was so nice. I've been to a lot of cons. Usually at cons, people are pretty nice, generally speaking. But no, these guys everyone was just so awesome and nice. And everybody was carrying things on them to trade and to, just like in the game. It was really cool. And then, like I said, I also have a Troll 2 short thing that I'm doing. I've still got to release the Temu video, which is not sponsored, but I kind of went down this whole rabbit hole with that too. I wanted to figure out all the different things and if they were, if certain things were a scam or not. I did actually get two free 3D printers out of it, little ones. Um, Doing one of the things that they said that you can supposedly earn free stuff on. I got the free stuff, so that does work. But there's just so many weird things about it, and they're all hilarious. So it's really more of a comedy video than anything else. But I'm looking forward to having that one come out. I've got the Thirst Blaster and more of the Pip Boy videos coming out. I'm sorry if the Pip Boy builds, like if you were planning on having it done before Christmas, it could be. I don't know. I kind of doubt it being done before Christmas. I apologize for that. The hardest thing is there's some things I just forgot that I had to do along the way, and so they've slowed me down because it's like, oh yeah, I can't do that until I do this sort of thing. And then I was, of course, out of town so much I haven't been able to work on it or edit. Um, what else? I do have all of the fan home videos, which I'm going to do more of this week now that I'm back. I am excited about those. I've been very happy with them, and when those parts arrive each time, I here's a little trick. If you like getting stuff in the mail, just to kind of lift your spirits, but you don't want to pay a lot of money. Even before Temu came along, even I used to go on eBay and stuff, and I would order things from China or Japan. There were things I truly did like, but they were super cheap, like a few bucks even. And then typically, the Temu is like a week with standard stuff. It's usually exactly a month. So by the time you receive something, you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I bought this. Or you're opening it and you're all surprised. I used to get that kind of stuff kind of regularly. So then I just had these surprises that came in the mail, and then I opened them up and I kind of deal with them. And Fan Home's kind of the same way. I've been getting the boxes a lot more frequent though than I think once a month. So let's see if you can see this over here. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm kind of cleaning up and stacking up over there. But as you can see that right there? See that big stack of boxes over there? That is just the Fan Home boxes that I've received in the past month. In a month. So I think I've received like 2 or 3 boxes of stages for each of the builds. And so that's a lot faster, a lot more stuff than I was anticipating. And when you have to film it and build it, they get backed up and they it gets hard. So I'll get those filmed. I will get them edited. So you will be seeing more of those. And what are the other projects? Oh, I've got a color X-ray that I've been working on. So a device that actually X-rays, can see into everything and see through things, but isn't black and white. You see full color what's inside. And so I've got that. I'm kind of excited about that. Star Trek stuff. I have a lot of Star Trek things going on. So I've got right now one that I've actually already pretty much completed. I just haven't. I've had a hard time kind of wrapping up the video. The big reason being that kind of like when I did the Pip Boy, I'm in this reserved state right now where I'm like, well, do I want to hide a lot of things in it so that nobody's going to try and replicate it, because I don't want anyone to be stupid. Particularly, you might be thinking, well, I probably just put a laser in it or something like that. It's true, we did make it shoot an actual laser that burns things and everything else. But of course, the actual phasers, they also get the feedback setting where they explode. And figured out a way to do that, and then quickly decided I don't want to show people too much about how I did it, but I also need them to see that I actually went through a process to be able to figure it out. So how do you do that? That's always a trick. And then I'll have to put the disclosure at the bottom: don't try this at home. Go to a friend's house or something like that. But at any rate, so I got that coming out. I've got the deck of the original series, and then got the Enterprise D, and then the big thing that's still yet to come out this year, but we were originally promised. I'm giving the wand company, you know, I feel like they're awesome people. And if you are waiting for your tricorder, you've been getting the emails. I mean, they tell you about what details are happening, what they're developing. They even involved those that are waiting for their you know for their actual prop, um, the ability to vote and to help decide how some menus looked and what things should pop up and what certain emergency functions should be and stuff like this. So they've involved the fans themselves in making this thing. And this is a working, the big thing to this. This not only looks good, but like everything else the wand company does, they want to make it a working tricorder. So it's going to be able to measure the environment, a lot of things that they were trying to do with the Pip-Boy. It has a working screen, and then it also has a database that you can go into that has videos and photos and information from all the episodes and things that popped up on the screen, that were in there, like newspaper articles, things like that. So, yeah, this is a real deal, and not a bad price for it either. Um, you know, James also has a really cool prop that he just bought, and I'm looking forward to seeing that when he gets it. I won't say too much about it. Let him talk about it, but I hope he'll make a video about that. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of things that are kind of in the works and things I'd like to be able to do. But I'm also interested in anything that you guys have that you want us to try and do. At any rate, uh, yeah. Stay away from Timo. Yeah, I do cover also in the video all the controversies and the stealing of information things and stuff like that. But man, there's so much funny stuff on there. I wish I could even show it to you right now. I've got some great stuff that I've spent a long time screen capturing, before some items have disappeared that are hilarious. And then also the reviews that we did. We reviewed some really funny things that are on there. So, at any rate, I'm Savage. Let's see here. It was cool. I wish I could have got the same guy. Also appears. Adam Savage. He's as much better figure. Oh. Wait. Okay, Classic Glue Reviews is also Classic Glue Reviews right now. And I'm trying to figure out what you're referring back to now. It was cool, but I wish you got the same guy who also appears with Adam Savage. He's a much better speaker. Who is that? Stay away from Timo. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'm sure I'll put it in the comments below. But at any rate, so I mean, yeah, we got all these cool things going on. I wish that this build would have worked out a little bit better. Maybe I'll try and organize, like I said, I'll try and organize the parts and knock it out, and as well as the other one. I also have, yeah, we do have some other secret things that are coming up. And there's a few of you out there that are longtime viewers that I have asked for your home addresses for mailing stuff. I am mailing that stuff pretty soon here, and so I kind of wanted to. I've had some things. I've had some things that I want to be able to get to you, but and then for other people, I miss people at the actual Fallout New Vegas event because there were so many people there. And I didn't know what you guys looked like. On the flip side, I also had a lot of people that came up to me that I didn't know who you were because I've never seen you before, and I might know you by your name in YouTube, but not by your actual name. And so if it seemed like I didn't know as much about you, that's part of the reason why. But I appreciate the fact that people came up to me, introduced themselves, took pictures. One person even had me sign some stuff which they made, which was awesome looking. I mean, there's so many people with creative things. I can't wait to show you the videos of what it looks like. But at any rate, this is just kind of a test day too. I want to test that because I haven't live streamed for so long and never know how it's going to work. And so I wanted to test to make sure that this whole thing worked out. So let me know if it sounded okay and looked okay. and then I'll plan out the next one a little bit better, and hopefully not have to give up pretty quickly because I'm also losing my voice. But I appreciate the time to spend with you. It's always nice to be able to connect, and that's part of the reason why I also sometimes I release videos in the premiere mode, is because then we can kind of communicate through the live chat. But at any rate, like, subscribe, comment below, keep on watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the next episode of Your Geek Fix.